Okay. Got my water. I feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh yeah, it would kind of help if I had my damn journal. Alright, let's see if this will work now. Okay. It's been a long day. I think I've earned myself a beverage. And by beverage I mean apple juice. That may or may not look like an alcoholic beverage when placed in a decanter of some sort. Oh, that's gonna get banned. I mean, they can't really ban it. It's apple juice. Like, nothing's gonna come of it. It's fine, right? Oh, I also didn't read the YouTube guidelines, so I don't know if that's actually allowed. Well, I guess we're gonna start it and see what happens. Quality. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Sunny's Corner. On today's podcast, we're actually going to be talking about something we talked about in the last episode. Talking about pouring into yourself and why it is so important to your overall health and your overall mental, emotional, and spiritual health as well. You'll see on the table next to me that I actually have some props this time, and these are going to come in play later, so don't go anywhere. Also, I have a no-name water bottle that you can't see because my hands are too big. Needless to say, all of these are going to come in play in just a little while. But first, I just want to say a huge shout out to my friend Gary from the Broke Man's Podcast for having me on this morning, and we actually touched on this subject a little bit, so if you haven't, go over to his channel and check it out and see what you think about it. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe his podcast as well as this one too. It helps us and helps support our cause and what we're kind of building towards. So the first thing I actually wanted to start off with today were some of the affirmations that I had wrote down from yesterday, because I think they pertain a lot to what we're going to be talking about today. I give myself compassion. Happiness is a choice I choose. There is joy and beauty in life. Those are three incredibly powerful affirmations when you say them to yourself and speak positivity into your life. So, as always, I kind of used my journal for the right and wrong way, but there really isn't a wrong way to use a journal in a sense. Pretty much all I'm saying is that I actually used mine for notes for actually getting this podcast around. So, obviously, the title of this podcast is going to be called Pour Into Yourself. And I want to take a brief moment to kind of touch on the subjects that we're going to be talking about today. Being selfish. Love yourself. Learn to listen to your body. Even when it says it wants Oreos at 3 a.m. Celebrate progress. Did you just say celebrate? Listen, it's been a long day. Celebrate progress. And last but not least, find good habits. So first and foremost, what does it mean to pour into yourself? Well, this is where these wine glasses are going to come in handy for a little visual representation. So in this no-name bottle here, I have just water, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when life pours into you. So as you can see, as we start to pour the water, the cup begins to fill up more and more and more. The more we let life pour into us, the more full we become. Once we reach that point of fullness, we can start pouring into others. But sometimes their cup is completely empty. Sometimes we can only pour a little bit into them, and we have to let others and even life pour into them more. That's a way for us to protect ourselves while still being able to fill ourselves up at the end of the day. It's so important that at the end of the day that we remember to fill our own cups before we go to sleep or go to the next day, so that way we can continue to fill into others. That's why the first point into filling yourself up is being selfish. It is so incredibly important to put yourself first. Being selfish is not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of people will tell you that being selfish can be detrimental. But really, it's a way that we protect ourselves, and it's a way for us to actually recharge those social batteries at the end of the day. Take one of my best friends, Gary, for example. He's an introverted extrovert. Whereas me, I am an extroverted introvert. Both of us need that alone time and to be selfish in order to charge our batteries for the next day. Sometimes we go a few days without talking to each other. But that doesn't mean we don't love or care about each other. We just need time to heal. We need time to take care of ourselves and make sure that we are emotionally set, spiritually set, and mentally set for the task ahead of us. Which brings us actually into one of our topics next. Learn to listen to your body. Your body will literally tell you what it needs. Food, sleep, and exercise. It's important that we listen to our body so that way we make sure we give it what it needs. There are times though where we sometimes give it what it doesn't need. That could be something like a toxic relationship, or even just bad food in general, like fast food. Sometimes we have unhealthy coping mechanisms like drinking. We use that to sometimes cover up the pain. The way I see it though, pain means you are alive. You can use that pain for your betterment, making sure that you don't have to go through that ever again. Now, I'm not telling you to build 1,000-foot walls so nobody ever sees the real you again. I'm simply saying use it as a lesson so it doesn't happen to you again. Which is actually why I have it on the wall behind me too. Forget the mistake, remember the lesson. That pain can be unbearable sometimes, but we have to remember one thing. We have to remember to celebrate progress, no matter how big or how small it is. Sometimes progress is just waking up at the day and taking a shower, or making your bed, or just eating breakfast that day. When you look back 6 months from then, you will be absolutely amazed with the progress you made. One thing that I talked about in Gary's podcast was actually a tool that I used when I was going to therapy. My therapist actually made me bring in a 12-year-old picture of me and had me speak to it. He wanted me to ask it and say to it how my life experience was going. He asked me if I could say one thing to that younger me, what would I say? And back then, I didn't really know what to say because I thought it was kind of stupid that I was talking to 12-year-old me. But now I look back and I can say one thing. It gets so much better. We may not believe it at the time, but it gets better. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful. We just have to be positive and have that positive mindset to see it. One thing that I always tell people, and that a lot of people know that I say, is I would rather live a life of oh wells than what ifs. But what does that mean? A life of oh wells or what ifs? Doesn't seem to make much sense, right? Well, think about it this way. What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I got gas right now? Or what if I took that trip that I was planning at the end of the year? Oh well, I forgot to get gas now. Oh well, I'm not going to be able to take that trip at the end of the year. Oh well, I will take that trip some other time. A life of oh wells or what ifs. Lastly, I want to touch on healthy habits. Finding a good routine is essential in having a positive mindset. A good routine can be the difference between having a good day and having a bad day. It's a way for you to start and end your day on a good note. Sometimes a good routine is waking up in the morning, making your bed, and having a cup of coffee. Sometimes it's going to bed at night, taking a shower, and journaling. Whatever it is, be consistent in your routine. You'll start seeing changes, I promise you. Until next time, guys. Thanks for joining me, Sonny, for your daily dose of sunshine.